If you ever wanted to step into a portal to a bygone era, Team Ninja is your savior. Famously known for their previous work from Ninja Gaiden, Neo series, and Wolong Fallen Dynasty, they released their most ambitious project yet, Rise of the Ronin, an action RPG game that lets you play as a Ronin in the open world of Bakumatsu era. But if you have never played any other Team Ninja titles and have no idea where to start, we've compiled some tips and tricks in this beginner's guide that will help you make better preparations before embarking on this grand adventure.
Gamer Braves!
Hello adventurers, and welcome to our Rise of the Ronin beginner's guide. Before we dive into anything, we are going to start by thanking the developer for adding our favorite feature, pet system. Our first tip for the game is to not ignore the cats. It may seem like a trivial and inconvenient distraction, but collecting cats in this game has a lot of benefits. One of these relates to the cat concierge business that you'll be able to access once you progress further into the game, where you can rent out cats based on how many you have collected. The more cats you rent out, the more rewards you can collect. Nothing makes a game better when you can pick up the cats to pet them. Now moving on, if you're wondering how challenging Rise of the Ronin is, it kinda depends on how much you wanna make yourself suffer. The game provides 3 levels of difficulty, starting from Dawn, which is their easy mode, Dusk, their normal mode, and Twilight, the mode that makes you question your life choices. For newcomers, we actually do recommend trying out Twilight mode because it really gives you the sense and hardship of being a Ronin and tests your tenacity. But if you're looking for a more casual gameplay, you can always change the difficulty anytime outside a mission through the pause menu. Rise of the Ronin has a more grounded setting because it steers away from fantasy and mythological elements and follow real-world history, and pitting you against other mortal enemies who have either different fighting styles or different weapons. The only monsters you have to worry are other elderly dudes swinging their swords at you. We all know most Ronin treasure their blades like it's their children, but the sharpness of the blade tells you a lot about the Ronin's character. So picking the right blade sharpening origin is very important if you want to have a satisfying starting experience. The blade sharpening origin is essentially your class, allowing you to gain access to a variety of useful skills and weapons for your adventure. If you are starting out, Killer would be our recommended choice as it gives you 3 weapon recommendations that are more comfortable to learn and play for the first time. It is also a very fun class that allows you to parry bullets and arrows with the special skills that comes with the class called Counterspar. You pick your difficulty, you pick your class, you pick your gender, and you are finally starting your adventure as a Ronin. But how do you fight as a Ronin? Well, as you can see, Rise of the Ronins has a bunch of robust selection when it comes to combat style. Like a typical RPG, certain styles have certain advantages or disadvantages over each other, so we will highly recommend getting used to switching between styles and the weapons that it comes with. Of course, you can't fight without keeping an eye on your stamina, or in this game is also known as Ki. Let's welcome Blade Flash, an action of restoring stamina by swinging your weapon to the ground to cleanse off the blood. Blade Flash is very easy to execute as it can be triggered directly after launching an attack without needing to pay too much attention to timing. The amount of stamina you recover depends on how much blood you accumulated on your weapon, indicated by a gauge under the weapon icon. Do you enjoy swinging from building to building? Well, how about swinging from one hut to another? In Rise of the Ronin, you have what's called the Grappling Rope, which is an older version of what we now know as Grappling Hook. With this amazing tool, it elevates your combat experience significantly. You can pull enemies towards you, close gaps between enemies like archers who are usually positioned on places far from an arm's reach, or even assassinate enemies by pulling them to their death. But be aware, it might be useful, but it also has its own downsides. Some skillful enemies like leaders have solid defenses that could parry your grabs. As you fight on, of course you level up. As you level up, you also obtain skill points to unlock new skills. But you might get confused with their rare skill points, which is associated with each of the main stats: Strength, dexterity, charm, and intellect. Specifically for this rare skill point, you can acquire by increasing karma in each open world area. The Yokohama map in the game has a total of 20 areas, and by increasing the bond in each area, you can accumulate karma to be converted into skill points by stopping by one of the Veil Edge banner. Another way you can get rare skill points is by using special consumable items that can be obtained from many places, and even sometimes from your mission rewards. That's basically all the guides you need to know for combat. Let's move on to something quite confusing but is super important: loadouts. As an RPG game, weapons and armor determines how your gameplay goes, and they come in the form of loots. On the topic of equipment, the game divides it into 5 rarity tiers, namely Standard, Superior, Excellent, Exquisite, and Masterwork. Equipment in higher tiers usually has better special passive effect bonuses that you might want to prioritize. If you are faced with a difficult choice between 2 pieces of equipment, with both having desirable bonuses, then you will need to compare and ultimately decide which suits your playstyle more. The one person that we recommend when it comes to loadouts is Ikashichi Izuka, one of the most important allies for bond building. Why? Because this dude gives you access to technology development, unlocking more armor slots for accessories, as well as gain access to other useful upgrades. To unlock more technology development upgrades, you only require to collect foreign books, which are usually scattered throughout the overworld or obtained through completing side missions. As you already know, this game is very open world, and with it comes many side quests. Completing various side quests in the world, even from the beginning of your adventure, can prove to be a very rewarding experience. Not only does it allow you to earn a lot more rewards, but you can also collect skill points. Rise of the Ronin is already out now, exclusively on PlayStation 5. If you are thinking to get it, we hope our beginner's guide can help ease your preparations and have a more understanding of the game. We truly enjoy this game, as Team Ninja has done a really great job of bringing the world of Edo to life, with all the stunning details, and we're not talking about just the graphics here, but also every tiny details from the Western influence on Japan, the infrastructures, the Japanese cultures, and the conflicts between the shogunate and anti-shogunate. Team Ninja really knocked it out of the park with this one, and we hope that you all get to experience it too. If you have any other guides you want to know, let us know in the comments below, and we will try our best to answer it. Thank you for watching.